Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Detail back for another video here today. I have a pretty monster gameplay. I think this is still my highest damage game I've ever gotten. Not my highest kills. That one will be in the future. Pretty interesting, but absolutely monster damage game-wise. I still did get quite a lot of kills. Especially in this first round, I was absolutely frying. I kind of like to call this the best off-meta heavy loadout in the game. Obviously, there's some meta picks here. The day I'm uploading this should be, hopefully, the drop of Season 8. I'm not sure what kind of changes and patches we're going to get. So, maybe Winch isn't as good. Maybe Shaq gets touched for whatever reason. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe Goo nades get touched. I have no idea what's coming out. But we'll see that by the time this is uploaded, I'm pretty sure. But as you see, I'm running Shaq, Winch, Dome Shield, Goo Grenade, and the real off-meta one is Gravity Cube. Gravity Cube is obviously not anywhere close to meta, and it's more of like a for fun gadget kind of thing, but there are ways you can absolutely use it and be pretty annoying and productive with it. This is a loadout I've actually used in ranked a few times, and I'm pretty sure all those tourneys we've, if not won, at least did pretty well. Grab Cube was something I saw from a couple guys with some Discords be thrown around, and it was like, it looked interesting, and I was like, I kind of want to mess with it. So I did, and to be honest, it's quite fun, and once you get the hang of it and figure out how it works, you start coming up with pretty creative ways to use it. I don't unfortunately use the Grab Cube as much as I hoped in the gameplay I wanted to upload for this kind of loadout, and showcasing my favorite off-meta heavy loadout. But I can pretty much go over some of the ways I like to use Grab Cube. One example was there, to stall, I tried to throw it. I think Grab Cube lasts like 20-ish seconds, something like that. But basically the last 30, 20 seconds of a cash out, I like to throw the Grab Cube on it. So if anyone is too dumb, like doesn't know how to break it, or they're too lazy, or there's not enough time, they have to go up in the Grab Cube and go up to the box, and it basically floats them in the air for a free kill. Half the time they're basically full body exposed, and if not, you can either winch them in the air or you can winch the box. And it's it's basically like two stalls in one. And they sync so perfectly with the winch. It's actually kind of crazy. Another thing is, if you get a pick, or if you get two picks and you have the bodies, you can throw the Grab Cube on the trophies. So if anyone tries to push it, they have to waste time either trying to break it, or, they kind of just, it's just really inconvenient, basically. Those are a couple ways I like to use it. Obviously, you can kind of use it as like a mini movement gadget. Obviously, Heavy doesn't really have anything like that. It's also kind of what I use Goo for. I think Goo is just always good, no matter the class. It's too good to be frank. I kind of wish they'd move it to one charge. I think every mine and every nade should be moved to one charge, but Goo has tons of uses. I'm sure anyone that plays the game on a regular basis has used it or does use it. Like I said, on a regular basis. It's just too good. It has been for a long time. You can do Goo stalls. It's free cover. You can use it for movement. It's easy to get out of fights, and especially as Heavy. Obviously, you have a ton of HP, but you can't really maneuver out the way. So if I get caught in a bad situation, it's good to have the Goo. Buy yourself some time. And another thing that people do not think to do, something kind of got a little bit more from my friend Luke, is if you're in a 1v1 with a Heavy, and that guy pops Dome, if you throw a Goo in front of you and just stall the time, get away from him, wait for it to run out, then suddenly you have your Dome and he doesn't. And especially with Winch, if you winch a guy and you can just maneuver in and out of that, basically you're getting free damage and he's not. So there's tons of ways to finesse with this class. Obviously the current state that Winch is in, post Season 8 patch, or pre-Season 8 patch, it's just too good. And Shaq, obviously it is kind of meta. I think SA12 is just always going to be better at peak. Shaq is a little bit easier for, it's such a controller weapon, it always has been. Obviously it's very strong, very good, especially against lights. That's the main thing I like to use it for. It's so good in the light fights. But I still think at peak skill, SA-12 is the better heavy weapon. But like I said, obviously that one is a little bit more difficult to use. Shaq, kind of pick it up and absolutely fry with it. So it gives me kind of prime FCAR vibes. 20 mags, 20 bullet mag. Absolutely shreds, does so much damage. I think the 2-bullet thing is really interesting. Obviously doesn't have the best range in the world, but it is good enough. Good enough to do good tax damage if you're in a long range fight or whatever. Then obviously Dome Shield. Obviously it's hard meta pick. Ignore that with Goo. And obviously this was... I was actually started using Winch in this gameplay. This was pretty early in the season. This was before Winch kind of like unanimously took over as the heavy spec. Because the previous season it was Mesh Shield and even Charged Stem kind of had a place. So Winch was kind of the forgotten man until everyone realized how absolutely broken it still was when they buffed it at the start of Season 7. So this one isn't as fully off meta as it was in the time when I started using this and then I got this gameplay, but overall, like I said, at peak skill we watch all the pros, we watch all the top players. Shaq will be in the rotation occasionally. Winch, obviously, it is in the rotation. Dome Shield is, but like Goo on heavy you don't see as often. Grab Cube is the weirdo pick, and I think it's quite fun. This is something I definitely encourage people to try out. At least, you know, just to mess around, do something different. Because obviously, Dome, RPG, C4, that's kind of the meta, you know, as far as comp play goes. And, you know, I'd say all the best heavies, that's basically what they run. I've even seen Deagles a little bit more than Shaq recently. I think it's just a little more versatile. Because if you're running Shaq, you're kind of there's the kind of same kind of fights you're going to be taking with SA-12 anyways. So I understand why Shaq, for a lot of the top heavies, is not the choice. And like I said, Shaq is just, it's so good on controller. SA-12 kind of isn't. But well, I said, I was absolutely frying in this game. I was playing with two of my friends, Luke, as I mentioned before, and my good friend Tyler. We were just messing around with World. We ran quite a few games in this session, I think. Just chilling, having fun. And I actually got 2 gameplays out of this session specifically. One using basically the same loadout. Instead it's RPG instead of Grab Cube, which is also very good, which is kind of when I run heavy now, especially in ranked. That's kind of the loadout I use. RPG is just so useful for team fights. Grab Cube is viable in ranked. I've used it, I can attest to it. It is definitely very viable. It throws people so off guard. Just those really weird picks. Like on light if you use like the Vortex. I don't know what that guy is here, by the way. If you use Vortex or Null, like those are the kind of things that really throw people off in a fight. Grab Cube is such a big one. Obviously, I wish it was a little bit better because I think it's a really cool gadget, but nonetheless, I think it's very entertaining. Going back to what I said about that round 1, I think I had like 19 kills. I low-key choked really hard at the end of the round. I was going for my personal like round record, single round record of kills. I tied it, but in the gameplay where I said I did beat my highest kill game, I did do it in that one. I beat my round record and my overall kill record. This play is absolutely insane, by the way. Luke and I go on some duo shit, and we said, yo, we're going to go try to get this other box, because ours is pretty much safe. We knew the whole lobby was over here. So we kind of went rogue. Wipe orange in literally like 5 seconds. Luke makes a W play. This is with 0 comms, by the way. We're playing World Tour. We're not even talking to each other. We're just chilling. This is kind of bullshit we're just on sometimes. Luke goes huge here and wins a 1v1 versus a Pike. And then this winch was absolutely insane. If you watch any of my quiz videos, you've probably seen this already. Absolutely insane. Pre-winch the corner, guy runs into it, and he's cooked. That's why Winch Shack is so insane against lights. The guy just got melted. Even if you have dashes, like, unless you're around a corner, or like you can get around one quickly, you're pretty much dead. Shack absolutely is a light shredder. I said SA-12 is better at peak, mainly for mediums, and I think SA-12, if you're hitting all your shots properly, It kills faster than a shack, but like this weapon absolutely is nutty. And I'm very excited to log on here as I'm recording this commentary in about an hour, I think. I can go look at my Ruby shack. Second season in a row getting Ruby. Much more secure this time. Did not finish at 492. I think I'm at like 141. And I helped some homies get it this season too, which I'm very happy about. So all the boys are eating this season. Very excited to look at it in game whenever that drops. I'm sure I'll get another shack gameplay with the Ruby shack sometime. That'll be a lot of fun. Here, we're just running it up on the money. This game was so close. I'm not going to spoil it at the end. It's so close to a very goated number. Maybe not the one anyone's thinking of, but it would have been very cool. I think I finished 2 kills short of what the goal was. Look at the sword player, bro. Absolutely fried. Just running up in World Tour. I love getting these high money rounds. I think we did in the last game too. It might have been even more in this one. I was not paying attention. And low-key folded, trying to get that last kill. Another decent round. I say decent, I go 15-4. This one, another one-shots that kind of low-key got away or got stolen. Very unfortunate. But I do go absolutely nuclear in this final round. This team was a little bit AIDS, if I recall. I don't remember what they were running. Oh, I think that was, yeah, I think that was the sword player. That guy was on F-Car. I don't remember who I'm thinking of. Oh, I think it was just heavy. I think he was running goo gun and like pyro mines and stuff. That the Kaza loadout, I'm pretty sure. I think that's why I didn't like this team in the final. This was recorded so long ago. I really don't remember. I have tons of gameplay saved up, but I really only upload like once a week. So I guess I'm like low-key milking the content, but I have pretty good gameplay saved up. Need awareness there, just turn around on that guy. Except I do have another gameplay with this loadout specifically. I'm not sure when I'll upload that one. I like to mix it up. I'll probably upload a light gameplay next, and then we'll see what Season 8 has in store for us. Maybe there's some crazy things to mess around with. See, look at this goo gun stuff. I absolutely hate it. Actually reminds me, as I'm recording this, the day before I played a guy running flamethrower goo gun, and he was maybe the most annoying goo gun player I've ever seen, even more than the Kazo. I played a Kazo plenty of times. Obviously, he's good with that loadout. Kind of, I don't think he actually is the one that originated it. But he did popularize it at least. It was very annoying to deal with. Anyways, I'm just yapping. I'm trying to buy time. This gameplay's got like another 3 minutes or so. But look at that, I'm just lighting this team up right now. The shack is absolutely insane. Sometimes it feels kind of unfair, like it's too broken, but like in the grand scheme of things, this weapon is, I'd say, pretty balanced. There's the pyro mines. Really hyped about that stuff. This, I think I actually cut out the second box the way we fully lost. I try to include the deaths in a lot of these gameplays just so you can get the full overview, but obviously I don't want to make it too long. Cut out a lot of the boring stuff, some of the dumb deaths. I think I leave this part in. Luke almost has an insane 1v3 clutch. He finished it off the medium and he finished off the heavy, but he got rezzed. Oh yeah, this is so unfortunate. The heavy's so low, as you see. And yeah, the flamethrower kind of does insane damage sometimes. I swear it's not a good weapon, but there's times like that where you just get absolutely deleted. The guy was pretty smart, though. He got the melee in when Luke was already a little low. But like, literally insta-zapped by a flamethrower is kind of crazy. And look at that. I love the goo gun, bro. It's kind of insane loadout. It makes me wonder, should I mess around and do some goo gun gameplay? Try to get a good game with it. It does look. It looks kind of fun sometimes. I don't approve of it, but I can understand it. So I cut out the first half of this box. It was quite boring. See, bro just gave up, and here they only get one real push. That's kind of a low-key underrated cut there. Pretty close. See, use the grab cube. This team, they kind of have to ape the point. This is one of the situations where grab cube is quite good. They have no choice but to just run straight to point. Even trying to break it is just like too much of a waste of time. Finish off those 2 kills, hit the W winch, last kill to win the tourney here. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. See 14-1 in the final for an absolutely monster game, as I said. Let the stats show for themselves, but thank you all so much for watching. As always, I appreciate the support. Here it is, 29.6k damage, 48-7. Absolutely beautiful. As always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.